Hello, welcome to Bookcase. This is our weekly program on the world of books, author, and anything to do with the literary world in Thailand and in the region on Asian TV. And this week we're going to be discussing a new book called King Bhumibol Adulyadej, a life's work published by Edition D.D. Millay. It's out in local bookshops now if you want to get a copy of it. When we all started to become aware of the political crisis near the end of 2006, all kinds of new conversations started up. People began to ask, what are the rules of the crisis? Not just the political causes, but the cultural rules of it. How did we get to a situation where differences of political views were not tolerated? And as a result of some of these conversations, this book has come into being, and the editorial team is fortunate enough to gather together an extraordinary array of people with different skills, experience, people with originality, freshness, and courage in the way they approach the subjects. This is a very ambitious publication project anyway for any book. Is as I say, brought together a vast collection of people. These are scholars, intellectuals, opinion leaders, economists, and academics. They come together to raise some questions about the royal institution. And interestingly, a life's work is an eye-opening account of the royal institution. It would be very interesting to even veteran Thai journalists who think they know much about the royal institution, our political system, and people behind it. And a life's work, I would say, would be appealing to people who want to know more about many aspects of not just the royal institution, but many surrounding issues that affect the institution. This day, as I mentioned, that we have a number of character people in the politics who are shaping up our political landscape. And in some ways, the issue of royal institution is being debated across the society. And what this book is all about, I met former Prime Minister Anand Panyarachun at the press conference for this book, and Kun Anand serves as the chairman of the book's editorial advisory board, and he says that this book attempts to present facts about Thailand, aspect of our society, shedding light on key aspects in the royal institution. And you will learn a lot from this book as well. Why? Because there are many issues that many Thai people are reluctant to discuss in public because some of these issues are too sensitive politically. So they won't be speaking about this issue, but you can find some of these issues in this book anyway. Much of the book is about, interestingly, what is well known about the monarchy. His education, his time spent overseas in Switzerland. His hobbies and the relations within the royal family, which is quite interesting information that we could not find in many other books, as you know. But the book also addresses some of the controversies. There are issues about the constitutional crisis, about the lèse-majesté law, about the abuse of this law, and how we are going to keep politics, free from dragging down the royal institution into political turmoil. But I think the questions that the book leaves us with, I think, are primarily these. How can we ensure that politicians will not use the royal institution as a tool in achieving their ends? and what can be done to protect the monarchy and keep it above politics. What can be done to stop the abuse of the lèse majesty law? So the questions about politics run deep. One of the articles in this book that I found very intellectually stimulating is this. The article is called "The Tragedy Strikes" in the second half of the book, which is, I think, I would recommend anyone who bought this book to read this article. The article sheds light on what happened in June 1946. You know, we know that in that month, something important happened in the palace. In that month, this article tried to, offer a scene-by-scene analysis of the mysterious death of King Ananda or Rama VIII. And this book comes up with the many interesting descriptions about what happened in the palace on that day. We read about the court, the palace confusion, the political and the palace confusion, the panel of physicians, and the 1979 BBC television documentary, which not many people knows about. So, but I would say after you read this part of the book, you will get a better understanding of what happened there, but don't expect to get a very clear answer about what happened inside the palace on that day. But it offers some information that many of the readers may not be too familiar with. So, a life's work, I would recommend this book to anyone who would like to explore more about Thailand's political life, institutions, key institutions in our society that many people cannot write about. But this is the opportunity to take a look and examine some of the issues, some of contemporary issues brought up by people from the broad spectrum, the broad political spectrum, who share their views on the loyal institution. I hope you will enjoy it, and it will help confirm a feeling that you are a citizen of the Kingdom of Thailand, in which the loyal institution is highly revered. So that is for me this week. See you next week in Bookcase on Asian TV. Thank you. Bye.